this lifestyle. I mean, look at their lifestyle. They just got it made, you know, so to speak. So just kind of that on that.
Calling them names and like doing a whole bunch of weird shit.
I don't know, dude. To me, it feels as though you was more so worried about your image and women liking you, because it do kind of bring your aura down just a tad bit, knowing that you got kids out there that you are not being involved in their life in. And it does. Like, I can see 1 or 2 baby mamas, but 6 and 6 different kids. It's making me think, who is the problem? And from some of the videos and pictures, you started young. Like, you just out here, just a whole whippersnapper.
I do not have 8 years, which is no offense to anybody who do. I've been actually watching y'all take that and run with it and post it and post about it and post it in like bold print as if you know for a fact that's the case when it's not the case. This is just so wild to me, bro. So once again, I apologize, and it's not 7, which is wild as well. But whatever number y'all throwing out is not correct though. But like that's besides the point. But what's important is everything y'all doing right now is the exact reason why I would never post any of my family. Because y'all just do way too much for the views and the likes and the blogs and all this other and y'all gonna continue to add 2 + 2 and get 16 or whatever you come up with. I appreciate everybody who been checking on me and I've been having a blast though. Especially watching y'all like make the think piece TikToks and watching y'all be wrong, loud and wrong, and watching everybody else in the comments be loud and wrong as well has been hilarious these past 3 days. I've been having a marvelous time.
I don't know, dude. I mean, the girls still gonna push you regardless, because some of these girls are just thirsty.
Y'all, the man still gonna be a high commodity for these women. I feel like the courts be put in place for a reason. I feel like people don't use them. And I would have made it clear to the court I don't need child support, because a lot of them be having they together on that child support tip. I would just like him to get this child 50% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Make him be responsible. But I mean, if women have no intention on doing that, then ain't no need of complaining.
But women who really like got morals, I don't know, dude. You might need to sit down and work on your football team, because you got a lot going on, baby. All right, child. Well,
the problem is not Duke Dennis having 8 children. Number one, he could have just been like, yeah, I got kids, and moved the phone. He doesn't owe an explanation for how many he got, who the moms are, what their names are, how they look. Post your kid online if you want to. If you don't want to, that is your right, your choice. But now it just seems like he's kind of ashamed. That is the issue that a lot of people are having. Number two, and I put emphasis, because we don't know, if he does have 8 children with multiple women, he's purposely creating broken homes. I grew up in a household with 5 other siblings, all different dads. I didn't have a dad there to take me to the bathroom at 2 a.m, so I pissed the bed all of elementary school. I didn't get to see my dad getting ready for work. I didn't get to see my dad coming in from work. I didn't get to sit down with my dad and have dinner. My dad wasn't there to discipline me every single day. I don't care how much money you got. If you're not there, that doesn't replace that present. I got 3 daughters, all by the same mama. I set alarms in the middle of the night to help my baby get up and go to the bathroom because she's scared of the dark. My kids get to see me pick them up from school every day. They get to see me drop them off at school every day. They see me at every single doctor's visit. And I give this same energy to like Tyreek Hill, Nick Cannon, all these dudes who got multiple children by multiple women.
Don't forget about, what's the basketball player name? The chocolate one. He ain't worth a damn either. Anthony Edwards ain't worth a goddamn.
That's scary.
it is what it is. From the girls pulling up at the house trying to break in.
And I mean, even after knowing all of this, right? Them girls was still at the AM pool party ready to suck that man up soon as he pulled it out, y'all. I mean, what's even worse about it is he's not the one going up to them like, give me some ass. They the ones like, give me some dick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. When you're that type of person and you're getting that type of attention, girl, that ain't going away. You know what I'm saying? Like, just out here living his best life.
Him not
No responsibilities because these women are holding him accountable. It is what it is.
taking care of the children. It's getting I didn't hide my child. I just hit the world for my child. But anyway, all right, if it ain't about me, let's keep eating this cake. Next on the docket, we got DDG and Halle. Y'all, I know I've been on Halle's side, but I have to be honest when it's time to be honest. And it's time to be honest. Halle, you wrong. DDG. And it's time to be honest. Halle, you wrong. DDG, you wrong. Both of y'all wrong. And Halle, I love you, sweetheart. But
My point is both of them wrong. But in this case where a man is trying to get his child, meanwhile, Duke over there with a football team, and he is absolutely in no interest, it seems like, to pull up, hop out, and get them. When a man is, I just don't get it.
I think it's a lot that you need to work on for yourself as well. I think you're angry. And when I say this, I don't feel you don't have a reason to be angry. I think she has a valid reason to be angry, but I think she's taking her anger and using the child to also get back at DDG. And I'm just gonna be real, looking at everything now. Looking at her saying she was dealing with, depression. I don't know about insecurity, but I don't think she's insecure, but I think he's giving her a reason to be insecure. And she's also battling with
That part I don't agree with.
depression. And I feel DDG, I don't know if DDG knew this prior getting to with her, but I'm sure they probably communicated things. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure they did. And if you knew she was dealing with all this, then why did you also still decide to deal with the person who was going through these things? Because if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned to him that she had these problems going on. Sometimes people will be like, oh, that ain't nothing I could deal with that. I love you. I don't know. I'm just trying to set the tone for where we about to go. Let's go back to before she was pregnant and she was dating DDG.
Before we get into this, I gotta pee.
Lala, allegedly, it was rumored that her and DD supposedly liked each other or messed around. And the whole rumor came from DDG anyways, what I'm getting word on the curve. But then come to find out, they really didn't like each other, whoop, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, child, I think if I'm not mistaken, they said that DDG and Lala had kissed, and Lala had told DDG, we supposed to just be friends, let's set these boundaries, let's keep it at that. And also, he went on the trip with her when they all went to Mexico, and I'm guessing he allegedly was supposed to live the girl, and that's why Halle was upset about that. So, why would you leave your girl anyway to go on a friend trip? Wouldn't you want to take her? And even if you didn't want to take her, I just would have been like, if my girl's not comfortable, y'all, right now, let me make sure I can get this together at home. I don't know. That's just me. If my baby ain't happy with something, I'm going to be like, look, y'all do that big one. I'm going to put y'all another time. I don't know. Somewhere, something happened in the beginning. I don't know if she knew DDG, but she should have known what she was getting herself into. Everybody knew how DDG was as a person. So Halle should have known what she was getting herself into around getting with DDG. Point blank, period. So you can't blame nobody but yourself trying to go tip around outside. But DDG should have known what he was getting himself into. Because after looking at all of these documents from what DDG put out, and from what Halle put out, it just seems as though this might have been her first real relationship. I think she liked him way more than he liked her. And I feel Halle could have been the type of girlfriend who was always checking like, are you cheating? Are you doing this? I could see that. And I feel Halle was uncomfortable about DDG being around women and probably questioning him. And that goes back to the video where she would say, I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a girlfriend who will question where you at, what you doing, who you with. And I can see that. I see it. I feel her being overly jealous might have pushed DDG away, and he did not know that she was this type of person until they actually got together. I'm starting to see things now. But what I feel is, if you knew this DDG, why did you continue being with this woman if you knew that? But then that's where all of this comes into play. I'm gonna let the girl who I watched her video explain it all, and I'm gonna chime in. And y'all, I was really gonna get on here and put a hole in DDG ass. I really was. Because I was gonna say, looking at how it was on social media with the text messages, it was screaming, Halle just wanting him to love her. That's what it was screaming. Now let's just follow me. It was screaming, Halle wanting him to love her. She was upset. DDG was just focused on working and women and hanging out with friends and whoop, 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 and yada, yada, yada. But when you look at everything, y'all, I feel Halle is a sweet girl. But I really feel Halle has things that she's battling with too, as far as depression, her suicidal thoughts, and things like that. This had nothing to do with him. She was already going through these things. And I think her going with DDG, she felt that, I think this was, and by her, she watched.
Thank you, Shauna. I absolutely agree with this part.
Him. She did. She was a fan. She was watching him. She got somebody she was watching. And I think she thought DDG really was going to be different and loved her. And it didn't go the way I guess she had in her head. And shit just, it didn't work. So let's do this play by play. Now, Halle had filed for a restraining order against DDG, remember y'all? And she also put where he couldn't take the child out of the country, whatever the case may be. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Judge gave her all that. So now she has to go work in Italy because she has to do a film out there. Now, DDG has filed for her not to be able to take the child out of the country. Now, I get it, honey. At this point, they just going tit for tat. Like, because DDG, you don't really care about her taking that child out of this country. You just want to say, okay, do you want to play games? I can play games too. And that's what it's giving. But at the end of the day, she's going to work. That's how that baby's going to get food in their stomach. You were going for fun entertainment. I'm not saying she right, and I'm not saying you right on that. Because at first, I was like, okay, I get it. I'm on Halle's side, whoop, whoop, whoop. But now that I'm seeing everything, Halle was wrong for doing that. But at the beginning, it made it seem like you just want to take this child from her and do what you want to do. But let's follow the camera. We gonna keep it going. So now he also asked for a restraining order because he said Miss Thing was out here and she's not fit to be around the child or him because she had put tags in his car, girl. Crazy work. Now let's just unpack all this, and while we unpack, let's all keep an open mind, and let's all unpack this with some common sense like some grown folks.
Okay, so this started from March 2022. This is before.
All right, y'all. We done been here, done that. Let's just get his opinion on it.
And she said, and he was
night to go to a Grammys party just to give back at DDG.
Okay, now, if y'all remember, this was on Messy Monday a while back. Remember when he DM'd Ruby Rose and he was out, I think in California or wherever it was, he's like, where you at? And or she said, where you at? One of them asked where somebody was or what they was doing, and it got onto the internet. And remember, that's when Halle disappeared, but then they all came back like nothing happened. It was all good. She back with DDG, they all fun. And that's when she went and she hit up Brett Fayez or whatever, and that's when they hung out, and that's when those pictures started coming around for the Grammys, I think it was, whatever the case may be. So really now, they going tit for tat in that situation. Like, oh, so you want to play with me? I'm going to play with you, and I'm going to go flirt with somebody. Woo! It's a whole lot of girl.
Now, DDG was done with the relationship at that point, but she was trying to get, even though she did that, she was trying to get back with him. And she, yet again, was using the self-harming tactic that she does. But now let's talk about the actual pregnancy. One night, Halle called DDG and said that she was bleeding and having cramps. So he called the GYN, and this was early on in her pregnancy. He called the GYN and found out that she took an abortion pill, and that's why she was bleeding and cramping, because she was trying to get rid of the baby, because she was upset. And according to DDG, she was using the pregnancy to try to manipulate him. You know, when he didn't do what she wanted him to do, she would threaten him and say that she's gonna get rid of the baby. And they already had a conversation about co-parenting if things didn't work out. I guess Halle didn't want to do that, so she had the pill without notifying him, and then he found out about it, and then, you know, they got into this argument, and then he didn't want to talk to her no more. But then she felt some type of way about the situation, and she wanted to really be with him. And now she's trying to go to the medical appointments so she could keep her baby and make sure that the baby wasn't harmed, which she kept reassuring DDG that the baby was okay. The pill didn't do anything because she didn't take the second pill. But at this point, he was upset, because if we already had a discussion and you got upset, and based off of you getting upset for that very moment, and you ready to make a big change or make this drastic decision without me.
Halle. Friend, that's that friend. Friend, in this situation, friend, he here and you here. It seems as though y'all end up getting pregnant, right? Because I just think, I think you were really looking for love. You were looking for love, and DDG was really just out here still being a young, period. He was being just a young nigga, and you really was looking for love. You were. And now that you done got pregnant.
I think her love is an addiction. I think her love is excessive. I think her love is overzealous. I don't think nothing else.
It's like
obsessive.
Now it's like, either you're gonna be with me or I'm not gonna have your baby. That's what it's giving. And when you did that, which is okay, because it's your body, your choice.
111 in the chat.
That is fine, because everybody don't want to be a single parent. But from the conversation, what it's making it look like is y'all decided if y'all did not work, that y'all would co-parent. But because you like him so much, you're not going to feel comfortable seeing your child with him and another woman. It ain't happening.
Or with him by himself. I don't know if y'all seen the video of I guess Halo's like birthday party or something. First birthday. I want to hold him. I want to hold him. I want to hold. Like, why are you acting like a cousin? You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I want to hold him though. I want to hold him. I think she has a control issue as well. Just obsessive as hell.
It ain't happening. You ain't going for it. You don't like it. I can see that. I know it. I feel it. And that is okay. But you have to understand, this is something that you and him have never created, and y'all got to deal with it. So if you was going to go on and do what you needed to do, you should have done that instead of having the baby. And I'm just being real, because now it's brought all of this. So anyway, but I guess you thought that saying that you were going to unallow the child and do this was going to make him stay, which it kind of did, but it also pushed him away. He was only staying because he didn't want you to get rid of that baby, not because he wanted to be with you. Woo, this a whole lot of, and Halle, you wrong for always throwing that. This is if all this is true. We got to wait till we get in the courts now, because woo! That's why you don't cheat on people. He shouldn't have cheated, And she shouldn't have got a relationship if she was not ready, knowing what she was dealing with mentally. That's why you always got to have yourself together before you get with somebody, because you never know what you're getting yourself into when y'all are ready.
Fast forward, they ended up getting back together. More toxic shit going
Hold
on.
on, y'all. Somebody sent me this.
Say what they thanks you for, and then
Oh, wait. What was this? He didn't want her arm wrapped around him. It was a lot going on that we ain't see.
They ended up getting into an argument again. They ended up breaking up. At this point, Halle is well off into her pregnancy, and they're now broken up again. And DDG, who now has more time on his hands, is going to the studio. He's hanging out with his friends.
Now remember, I told y'all, I was like, y'all, they don't go together. I was telling everybody, y'all, they don't go together. And we was saying it on Messy Monday. He was out there acting like they were just, on a break and this and that. I was like, y'all, they don't go together. I knew, y'all, I am so observant. I be knowing. I was like, they don't go together. They don't go together. Something going on. He done cheated something. Remember, that's when they lied and said it was no cheating. Nobody cheated on each other.
I don't know why he said he wanted another one by her. Things can be temporary in that moment. You feel like that in the moment. In the next 5 minutes, you do not feel like that anymore.
We just want to go our separate ways. Ooh, everything is making sense. Ooh, it's making sense when you go back and you look at the timeline on all the shit. Oh, this is something.
And there was an incident where he went to a movie theater. Halle popped up at the movie theater because he was there with a girl, but he said in the statement that this was just a friend. But Halle is like 6+ months at this point. So she's very upset because they're not together, and then you're out and about with somebody else. DDG was wondering why he was getting notification that an air tag was tracking him when he didn't have an air tag. It was her air tag.
Now that can make sense. You're 6 months pregnant. Y'all supposed to, I know y'all are on a break, but in her mind, look, we done did this before. We done broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together. And remember, that's at that time when he was saying, I don't want nobody else if it ain't Halle or this and that. But now you out on a date at a movie with somebody else. So in this girl mind, she thinking y'all ain't supposed to be putting nobody. You know what I'm saying? So you're pregnant, your emotions is going. You done damn put the trackers in the car because he's done allegedly cheated. So now she thinking like, what the fuck is going on? So, cause how are you already on a date already? Nigga, you been with these women. I don't know, I'm just let me talk. So she puts a tracker in the car. It's in the vitamin bottle because she know that he wasn't gonna look in the vitamin bottle. She pulls up to the movie theater, go to off. I mean, she go to up so bad that the girl had to leave. They left. This man done called his mama. He called his mama, said, mama, oh, she acting crazy. Halle was with a woman pregnant.
It was so bad that DDG and the girl had to get up and leave, where she ended up following behind them and was still cursing them out.
Now, we didn't see any of that. Now, that's probably going to be in the documents. If they go back to that theater and they pull that camera and they show up.
Listen, I can't wait to see all of this. If we're going to take it there, please, let's take it there. Now, I don't know why this turning into a stalker case, other than him getting his son, but like, we need to see that footage. I mean, since it's in there.
Who was the girl? Oh, if they pulled that, what if it was Lala? Oh, and she out here on the internet saying she ain't never done no DDG. I want to know who was the girl. Cause why did, y'all, this is a new age world where we got like cameras and Twitch and stream. Nobody got that video.
That's all I'm saying. Where is that video? God damn. My muscles is spasming over here, boy. Woo. Where is that video, y'all? God damn it.
How did that not get out? So is this really real? Ooh. Or is this something he making up so he could put in the course? She gonna have to go to that movie theater and show that night to prove if this is true or not. Or he gonna have to go to movie night and pull that camera and take it to court to show if it's true or not. Because how did nobody not see this? How did that not make the blog and everything else making the blog? Girl,
Now let's fast forward a little bit, because after she gave birth to Halo, before she even gave birth to Halo, at this point, DDG felt like he had to be with her in order for her not to do something to harm their child or herself. And she knew this, and she was trying to use this as a manipulation tactic to try to keep him, basically, because at that point he was done with her.
So then that's when these messages he has in his document, and this is what Halle is saying. I gotta read it, y'all. She's saying, I hate you. You are the most horrible person I ever met. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you continue to let me down every time. And then speak about exchanging my son in a money deal for views, and openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but me. You hate me and want me to die. I want to die.
You know what? Wait, what?
Because of changing my son in a money deal for views, and openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but me.
That would explain everything. Girl, he didn't want her touching him. I mean, at least that's what it looked like right there. I could be absolutely wrong, but it's like, if he's out here openly flirting with other women and da-da-da, maybe he just, like women that don't put hands on men. Maybe that's a little better, Because, come on now.
You hate me and want me to die. I want to die because of you. I will die because of you.
Believe it or not, y'all, men like submissive women, okay? And I think you should be submissive to a fault, but nonetheless, submissive. Don't nobody want to feel like they got to tussle with you every day. Who want to tussle with somebody they supposedly love? Like, what we tussling for? Every day? No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
She said, oh my God, that's not right. I have to go. I've been nice. I've been calm. I've not broken your property or anything. I have to go. I'm pregnant and you're trying to cause me more stress for no reason. And I said this morning respectfully, I'm not arguing with you anymore. So where's all his stuff at though? And then she said, I've been nice, I've been calm, I've not broken your property or anything. So has he broken her stuff? And she's saying, look, I've been nice, I've been calm. So like, I don't see his, but she is going off for a reason. And then she said, you want to be petty, you can be petty by yourself. So what is he being petty about? And then he do be talking. Remember, I always told y'all, he's always disrespected her online. Like, he's always brought her online, and she's never said nothing about him ever, from the beginning to now to the course. And people are saying this is Halle's fault. Halle brought it to the internet. No, she did not. She took everything to court. All this stuff was in court. We wouldn't even know that they were going through any of this if they would have just left it in court, and he wouldn't have brought nothing to the online and just went to court. Okay, let me see. Keep going. Stop blocking me. Okay, I gave you a chance. You ruined my whole day. I have to work. Your computer is broken now. Goodbye. Oh my God, I should have broke his shit. Hey, so
Broke the damn man computer.
I'm gonna stop calling now. You cheated on me. I literally caught you with another girl last night and today. See, yeah. You know what?
They had the baby, right? And everything was going well. They were still trying to make things work. And then another incident happened where they got into another argument, and now firearms were pulled out because DDG has a firearm and Halle knows that, and she stays in the house. Allegedly, she pulled out the firearm because he already left the house, and she left the house with the firearm looking for him and wondering where he was at. And according
111 in the chat.
to him, he said that she was insecure. She always thought he was cheating on her. She always thought that he was doing something other than what he was saying.
Now, I hate when men do that. When they be like, you're insecure and you always think I'm doing something. But if you've done something before, now we don't know for sure, but the way she acted, he's done something before. When you've done, allegedly, when you've done something before, y'all just want people to just mysteriously and magically forget what you did and believe everything you say now. Oh, I'm going to the movies, or oh, I'm going to the store. Or,
I feel him on this. I think, though, that him and Lala's relationship wasn't sitting right with her because she knows of them to flirt, and because, at least from what Lala said, that they kissed before. So I think that he was still communicating with women that he had once upon a time flirted with or whatever, and she just didn't feel secure in that area. And he's a Libra. He ain't cutting nobody off. Libras don't cut nobody off unless they just really don't rock with you. But for you to say to a Libra, I want you to cut somebody off, it ain't happening. No, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. I'm saying that Leos stand on what they saying. Like, listen, I would just want you to give me some respect in my relationship and excuse me, our relationship, and I would like for you to stop talking to your ex. A Libra would be like, well, me and my ex have created a relationship that is beyond reasonable doubt, and I will not be cutting my ex off. That is my friend. And then you would either have to deal with it or not. You know what I'm saying? So Libra's just not having that. And I just feel like that's him all day. Like, man, she want me to cut off Lala. I've made $100,000 with Lala. I'm not cutting her off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cutting whoever off. Y'all seen that he hit up Ruby Rose when they was together to see whatever Ruby Rose had going on after the party or after the whatever. Okay? So I guess Ruby wasn't on the list either. But now I see why he hit Ruby up. They was going through it. So his ass wanted to slide on Ruby right quick to see what she was doing. He was trying to get, I don't know what he was trying to get, but hey, something was going on. You know what I'm saying? But, child, he wasn't happy in that relationship, just at all. Like,
I'm going here with my homeboys and just believed it. That's why I tell people, if you cannot honestly forgive somebody for cheating on you one time, then y'all need to be together, because it's going to end up like this, where anything they do, you think they doing it. And if they're not, you're going to make them do it, or you're going to push them away because they're not doing it. So that's why you just don't cheat. Don't cheat.
Yeah, she
Especially
did,
with
Zari.
somebody who, like Halle said, that they're very jealous. And she says she already, keep going.
She's driving in the car after an argument with Halo in the back. She's crying, yelling at him on the phone. At this point, DDG is scared for his son's life and her life because she's mad and yelling and driving fast, you know, and he's on the phone. He can't do nothing about it. And then another incident kept happening, and then it just keep reoccurring.
that was his argument from the jump, Zari. How is it that she can do certain things with men or you know, other people, whatever, and I can't?
At this point, it is coming too close together. Before, it was like, you know, we had some gaps in between. We have little arguments, blowouts and stuff like that, and it had some time. And now it's reoccurring too fast. Okay? She's hitting him and slapping him in front of the family. She's calling him all type of names. The son is there. He sees this. It's just becoming too toxic. And at this point, DDG had to walk away from the situation. They broke up. They went their own separate ways. This is when she bought her house. He bought his penthouse. But Halle is saying that she is the primary parent, and she's trying to control the situation according to DDG. She doesn't allow DDG to see the child as punishment because he didn't
allow shouldn't even be a word. You know what I'm saying? In a baby mama, baby daddy relationship. Now, I'm not stupid. Obviously, it is a thing, but like, that's crazy.
Do what she want him to do. And at this point, it was becoming tiresome. Y'all know he came to the internet. Now, fast forward to the incident that she brought up in her statement when he went to go pick up Halo, because she said that he could stay overnight. And when he was picking up Halo and she had Halo in her arms and she wanted to put the baby in the car, he said in the midst of them having a conversation, he saw that she was getting agitated and frustrated, and he really didn't want to have the conversation. And it started to escalate. They started to argue, and she refused to get out the car. She ended up locking herself in the car. Then he ended up calling his mom because he didn't know.
So everybody on Instagram keeps going back and forth with me about this situation, right? So they keep saying that she was trying to work out a way for him to see him, which is a lie, before court if anything, she was, from what the court papers say, doing it in an aggressive way to the point where she cut his finger and he allegedly knocked her, chipped her teeth. Women not understanding why he wouldn't want to be around her after that. Now, if he would have messed around and knocked her ass out in real life or choked her ass out, then maybe people will understand. But it was his best bet to stay the hell away from her. But it was also his best bet to take her ass to court. Like, he should have took her to court. Period. He should have took her to court first. I feel like he has more proof or whatever than she does. That's for damn sure. He should have took her to court expeditiously. And I wouldn't have wanted to been around her either. No, ma'am. Girl, you around, I'll snap on your ass, take you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's just too much. That's too much.
With you in the situation. So the mom...
Some people can't handle that. Some people like that toxic. You know what I'm saying? They cool with that. Nah, some people can't handle that on a mental. It's just not, nah.
Was here for everything. So I'm pretty sure we gonna have the mom testify because he called his mom for everything. Oh, let's go back because there was so much that happened. I forgot about this part. DDG, Halle Bailey, and Halo went to a Bruno Mars concert, and at the concert, I don't know what happened, but Halle ended up getting upset and she wanted to leave the concert early. So they ended up leaving the concert early, but then they ended up getting into an argument, and it got so bad to the point that DDG had to pull over his car and start recording because she started becoming violent while he was behind the wheel, and Halo is in the car. So at this point, he's recording the whole situation with Halo in the back, and he has that as proof and evidence to show that she does.
You see what I'm saying? Halle, she don't want that shit to hit the fan. And y'all, this whole like DDG was at her house looking at her bed. I don't know if I believe that. I almost feel like she baited him to come to the house. That's alleged. I could be absolutely wrong. But the whole, he came in her house recording her bed, I don't believe it. And I can't wait to see these videos of her if she was like that. Come on, man. If the man got proof, it's going to be some shit.
Does do these random outbursts. Now,
obviously, he got granted that restraining order on her ass. So, obviously, something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to find out, y'all. We got a couple of weeks.
This is just the transcript of what was said on that video, but he has the actual video of Halle going off of him. So DDG is the respondent and she's the petitioner.
Baby, when you look at these text messages, they going.
Come on, Nick. The picture took of her bed is given like she took it and lied and said it was him. You don't seem right. And why didn't we even see the bus, the windows and her back door given setup? I agree. It's like, first of all, he said that her house was far away from him. If I ain't mistaken, a couple, maybe even a few hours. So I'm driving all the way out there. I'm assuming, knowing you're not there, to get in your house and take a picture of your bed. I am a content creator who don't have time for that. And it seems like he didn't want her ass after a while anyway. So what am I even doing all that for? Y'all heard how many times the man said, I don't care who she dating and what she got going on. I just want to see my son. I don't think he care. I think he'd rather her be somebody else's headache than his own for sure. But all this is alleged. I don't know.
He was just like, keep hitting me. She was like, you stupid. Keep hitting me. You were stupid. Keep hitting me. Then she said, cheating ass. Keep hitting me. Then she said, dirty dick. Why the dick dirty? Oh, I hope he didn't give her nothing. Then she said, Then he said, keep hitting me. Then he said, keep hitting me. Yeah, you got fault. I'm guessing he's thinking that she don't, what's his name? Brent Fayez or whatever, you know, back in the day, whatever, when she tried to make him mad and cause she was upset about the Ruby Rose. Woo. She said, get out my car. And then he said, you got before. Keep hitting me. She said, I ain't never got. He said, yes, you did. Yep, keep hitting me. She said, no, not even by you. And then he said, yep, keep hitting me. Keep hitting me. She said, stupid ass. He said, yeah, I bet you calm down. And then she said, get the f my car.
So something happened that night when she thought that he cheated on her. I don't know if she was looking through his phone, because he said that in the statement as well, that she would randomly look at his phone. She would destroy his computer, his laptop. She had a problem with everybody that he collabed with. That's why he rarely collabed with women at the time that they were together. But I felt like they both had issues when it came to that.
And that's true. He was jealous because he was jealous of the Little Mermaid guy. He was jealous of the other. Child, this is just a mess. This a mess.
It got to the point where he ended up calling his mom again. And like I said, she has been in the midst of this situation yet again. The mom and George had to pop up and de-escalate the situation because they're going back and forth and it's becoming too toxic. So this was a reoccurring thing throughout their relationship that he mentioned he got evidence for, he got receipts for. Now back to the incident that happened in January when he had to go pick up Halo from Halle Bailey's house, and Halle Bailey and DDG ended up arguing because they were talking about visitation and a schedule, which I don't know, in my opinion, I just think their careers is too demanding to have a schedule. But anyway, they got into an argument. They were going back and forth. Halle locked herself in the car. DDG called his mom. The mom was trying to de-escalate the situation. It didn't work out. They ended up going back and forth. Finally, some way he got into his car. She got mad. She lunged herself to the front of the car trying to attack him. Ended up hitting her mouth on the steering wheel. He said it wasn't him that hit her mouth. She hit her own mouth when she was trying to lunge at him, and she ended up falling because she was in the middle console and she was trying to attack him, and she ended up falling.
Sound like some woman would do. I ain't gonna cap you down.
On the wheel, and she hit her mouth, her own mouth. He showed scratches where she scratched him during the altercation because she was trying to grab him, and he was just trying to get away from her.
That sound real.
Yep.
Halle.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just cannot see him taking her head and slamming it into a steering wheel. I can't. And I know it's a lot of women that have been abused out here that will absolutely disagree with me. I am sorry for the trauma that you have been through. I hate that you went through something like that. But I'm simply saying, I don't see it. This isn't about you. This is about her and him. I don't see it. I don't see it. Her having bruises on her arm, it is absolutely given, at least even from what she has said about her own self, that she is a swinger, swinging on him every chance she got, trying to slap him, trying to hit him. It definitely gives he had to control that once or twice. And in the event of doing that, you know a woman is going to bruise. Especially a light-skinned woman. I don't believe it.
Her team, Rock Nation. I'm not going to say nothing, but y'all read between the lines on what I'm about to say. Because a lot of people get mad at me on another situation. Catch it. I feel that because she had bruises and things like that, they was like, we can make it look like this man hit you. And because she's mad, she's probably just going with it the same way. Stay on them though.
She gives me, I'm so upset. I'm pissed. Literally. And I feel like the team was like, yo, what happened? And she said what it was. And they went with what the she said. Now, I'm not saying that they can't manipulate the situation for sure. But facts will be facts in this case. Facts will be facts.
And now she's gone with it and
I know who he talking about, Deja. I'm already knowing.
it look like this man did this. Because one, there's no cameras in the car, so we can only go by what he's saying and what she's saying. And they both got bruises. So at the end of the day, y'all both were fighting. But only y'all two know who really did what. But that sounds true too. And from the events of the text messages of her saying she will off herself, she'll do this, she'll do that. And then she broke the computer, said it in the message. And then him getting upset too. We ain't seen all his messages, so we don't really know what he's done. Because she ain't showed what he's done wrote her and how he spoke to her. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of that, they both have been speaking to each other crazy. They both have been aggressive. They both have been very provoking. They both have. Neither one is right. They're both wrong, to be honest. And what they need to do now is just leave each other alone. Figure out how he can see the baby when he see the baby. She can see the baby when she see the baby. But somebody has to be at that meeting point here. They don't even need to see each other. Somebody get the baby out, put him in the car, have a good day, y'all go. But they don't need to be meeting alone. They don't need to be texting each other. They need to leave each other alone because it's going to get ugly. It doesn't get better. It gets worse.
Now, the whole ride back to his house, because she said that she stayed in the house, she was quiet. She was in the back seat. She was with their son. And they got to the house. He went inside with his son, and she stayed outside and talked to his mom. She talked to the sister. He said he got this on camera, which that's more evidence. And DDG's sister, TITI, ended up driving her home. They have evidence to show that she was outside the house talking, and she was calm. Now, this is the part of the text messages that just took me out. Sister said a whole bunch of stuff in the midst of a conversation. This happened August 23rd, 2022. DDG responded to a text message. He said, "Phone is on airplane mode. I'm not letting you ruin my day over that BS. The trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy to have to deal with this BS every other day. And in your eyes, you're never wrong. It's frustrating. I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful like Jay-Z, like you said."
No, you didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, you didn't.
Now, this is another
to be more successful like Uncle Jay-Z.
text message where Halle is talking. She said, "You put your phone on airplane mode and say you're not dealing with it. But when something bad happens, don't say anything, because this was my attempt to beg you to listen to me, to just answer the phone, to just hear me, and to try to understand where I'm coming from. But you don't, and you'll regret it. You'll regret ever meeting me. Go back to those B's you're used to."
You'll regret ever meeting me. Woo. Oh. Oh.
I'm talking about like that. How you like? Well, whatever do you mean? You know what I'm saying? You'll regret meeting me? Girl, I wouldn't have went around her no more. I wouldn't have ate near her. Nothing. I don't ever want to meet you again. Okay? We'll deal with this in the courts. I don't ever want to talk to you again. Little girl. Nah, ma'am. Nah, ma'am.
Oh.
So Halle actually texted him after the incident in February. This happened in January when she was saying that her tooth got chipped. She texted him and she talked about the incident. She said, well, he responded. He said, "You didn't talk about Halo for almost 2 minutes. That whole conversation was about girls. I'm working. I don't know what to tell you." Halle says, "Every day I want to die because of the way you embarrass me online and allow other women to speak on me. I keep going because of how much I love my son." DDG responded, "I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have no choice but to work." DDG responded back, "Send me the clip of the girl disrespecting you. you. I'll give you 10,000 if you can. Now, this happened last year on Mother's Day when she took his weapon and he was trying to get her to come back to the house. She said that she was going home, she was going to pack her stuff, and he texted her, if you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You have a son. I know you took my weapon. You're going to let him go through life without a mom? I have to call the police. I can't let this happen.
Now, she didn't read what Halle wrote. That caught my eye too, because she said, I thought we'd do what I wanted to today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello. So it's like she was trying to hang out with him on, now mind you, first of all, he probably don't want to hang out with you because all the stuff that has happened.
That's what I keep trying to tell these women in these comments. Girl, he don't want to be around you. If I know that you want to hurt me, and I know I could physically hurt you, and you around and get me on the wrong day, no, you are not about to make me, you not about to make me trick myself out of my position. I don't want to be near you, gang. I'm going to have to handle this in court. I don't want to be near you, girl. I don't want to be near you. No, ma'am. And a man will, his kids will have to exit stage left and everything on account of their piece. And put me in the, like, you, come on, bro. You stalking me? You know what I'm saying? You're putting your hands on me. Nah, I don't want to be nowhere near you. Look, girl, I'm straight. Nah, I handle this another way. We'll handle this another way.
Whatever the case may be. So I don't know if y'all were back again on good terms, and it's draining. It's draining. It's draining. It's draining.
Nope.
It's draining. And if he really wanted to leave her, he should have just left. But he probably didn't leave because he didn't want her to hurt herself, because she kept using that. This is draining. It's draining. They both wrong. But Halle, baby, you need to work on yourself. You need, before you get with anybody else, you need to work on yourself. DDG needs to work on himself, being more faithful. And if you don't want to be faithful, stay single, because this could have ended really bad.
He already said he gonna be single, so that's cool.
If they need to leave each other alone. And then Lala, Lulu, whatever her name is, she came out and said this.
Context behind these accusations in general is stemming from a group trip that our whole friend group went on, right? Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly, started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know, like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very...
And that's the part where she's lying. Wow! Why would you come out and lie and say that knowing that y'all have kissed before? And this the only side I'm on with Halle. The only side. It wasn't strictly platonic if you kissing him, girl. I don't care if you kissed him 23 years ago. You kissed him, so that's not platonic. So it looked like you trying to play in Halle's face is how I would feel if I was Halle. So that's a lie. What we lying for? If it wasn't nothing going on, or if at some point we did have something going on, yeah, I kissed him, you know what I'm saying? We thought, you know, but nah, we cool. That happens. So it's like,
very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just...
This is the part that's just like, all right, maybe she should have just kept this to herself, because, come on, man.
Strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever.
That's a
Halle
whole lie.
saw that I was there, saw that I was on this trip with him, And of course, she had every right to like jump to conclusions at that point, because I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm a girl, I know how it is. I've been in relationships. I'ma feel a way if someone I'm dealing with, even if we're on and off, like if that's the person I'm dealing with and they go somewhere and whatever. And girls, you know, when you're in love and you're going through emotions, you feel things, and that's really all that was.
When I say she could have kept that,
Like, but anyways, at the time of this trip that we were all on as a friend group, Halle did reach out to me, and we had a private conversation. Again, I'm not going to disclose details because that's between me and her, and out of respect for what's going on and for their privacy, it's not my place to disclose that information. But me and her had our own conversation, and at the time, like when she reached out to me, I completely understood why, because I've been in those shoes. Like, I've dated someone and had assumptions of who they're around and whatever the case. And it doesn't help that this is something people already just thought, you know? Like, I know I don't have to explain myself, but my character is being tested. And I feel like, you know, like it's genuinely possible to actually have a platonic friendship with a guy. Like, it's possible. But like I said, I've been on the other end where that was hard for me to believe. And I get it. Like, she is not wrong and was not wrong for feeling how she felt and for making assumptions, because I have been in that position, like 100%. But again, like I said, me and her at this time, which was so long ago, have already had conversations and have been cool since then. So,
bitch, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. DDG come back and say, we ain't never did nothing. I don't trust it. This thing is a mess, because Rupert Rose came out and said what she said. I tried to tell y'all gonna listen to Rupert Rose, whatever the fuck she said. And I don't even think she talking about DDG and Halle. I think she's talking about Lala always wanted her exes. That's what the fuck.
because Ruby Rose had an issue with Lala talking to DDG too. Literally.
That was DDG and Halle. I think she's talking about Lala always wanted her exes. That's what the fact was. I ain't crazy. Lala's a mess, because now she just in some more mess from them saying that she was messing with somebody else. Like, Lala is the girl. You a mess. And then here come this little heifer talking about some. What baby daddy want to downplay his baby mama first? None. Shut up. You let her 1 and 2 and 3 times. Shut the fuck. And then the
Fuck on you, beat on you, just everything.
motherfucker hit on you. Shut the fuck. You can't say this. Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck.
Please.
But at the end of the day, Halle, I'm a little disappointed, baby. We're gonna have to see on June 24th what the really going on. But as of right now, I ain't on nobody's side. She wrong, and he wrong. And that's what it is. They both wrong because they both played a part in this situation. But she need to apologize. That man really didn't hit her. She need to apologize.
He did.
Period. All the other stuff, the cheating, the manipulation, the narcissistic, hey, you chose to deal with that. But if this man did not hit you, you need to apologize, because that's fair. All right, if it ain't about me, let's keep this, guys. All right, you guys, that's all I have for me.
All right, y'all, hour and 36 minutes. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Love y'all, bye.